before I start, let me see if anybody likes to tell what is in your mind you think retirement planning is, or what comes in your mind when I think about retirement planning. Anybody can unmute yourself and tell, or write it in a chat. I'll be happy to do that.
Hi, Rachana. This is Dr. Subbu. I've been with Right Horizons for 15, 20 years. I'm retired and I'm 65 now. And Anil has been very helpful for me, and he's my contact point at that point. So you are very right when you mentioned that retirement is refocusing our energies and our interests and try to see that where we can spend the rest of our time in fulfilling our inherent wishes and passion, because most of the time when we work, that passion may not get addressed. That's very correct, and the retirement definition itself has changed. But what I would like to know in this particular thing, are you going to talk about the present situation and what is the market scenario going to be in the next 3-4 thing, or I have to go to Anil for that?
No, I'm not talking about a market in this session. Okay. I am just trying to give you the live scenario, what I have done. Because of this intention for this thing is, if somebody wants to perform themselves, they can do so. If somebody has I'm just taking a live seminar, somebody says, I wanted 2 lakhs a month. And how I have this much of money, how I can make sure till 85 years, I will get 2 lakhs a month. So I'm going to give the life's case study, which I have done just a month back. Okay. If somebody has that kind of things, I'm not saying that everybody wants 5 lakhs or 5 crore or 2 lakhs. You may have it like yesterday, somebody told me, Rachna, I have 2 crore, but I wanted around 1 lakh a month. How you're planning to do? So that, as an analyst, as a wealth manager, what we do, I'm going to do the same thing. So you can also perform yourself, or if you want our guidance, it will be. So that's today's session is called Retirement Planning Corpus by Cash Flow. So it's a little bit more on a number based, but I'll be happy to have one-to-one, but I'll be talking more on a how we perceive, or you should look at, like, I know this customer wanted a 2 lakhs rupees and we were not having corpus. What are the different alternatives we can find to make sure that he gets the best what he wants? So those are the things I'm going to take in this session.
Got it, Rachana. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you for your input. So let me go ahead, and that's the best part because I also called myself as a retired person. As I told you always, that retirement is not what we say is that we are retiring from the work. We are retiring, maybe so-called, at least for us, like a so-called a corporate work where it is 9 to 6, or it is where you have to make sure that your goals or achievements are taken care of, your all the needs are taken care of. So now we are saying you have made those, you have taken care of those. Now you love to do what you want to do, or you're not working for money. Money is working for you. That is what is the retirement for we are talking about. So I don't know, it's a retirement, or you can say it's a new good starter for yourself. So this is the new thing which I have seen has come. Previously, I can say 1 year or 2 years back, it is moved from 60 to 55, quite a lot of people. Then I started seeing people started saying that, okay, Rachna, by 50, I will be able to get retired. Last few months or maybe year, I can say, people started asking that at 45, I want to retire. So this is becoming a too common trend I have seen, that doing as a retirement planning at 45. So I'm just doing a rehearsal or the things that what is the first set of the, I can say, retirement planning, because my focus is going to be, if you have a corpus, how you will take care of this. So when somebody comes to me for a retirement planning, my first and foremost question for them, it's even did that for me also, that it is very nice. All of us, I can say our generation, not the next generation, has seen our parents not having so much of money, and we have seen a good set of amount, and we are still thinking of, I can say, how to save. Our savings and investment was much higher than what our next generation I have seen. So we have created a good corpus at 40, 45 and all. So when we have created a good corpus, how you're utilizing then and doing what is the best. It can be focusing on a lot of people whom I know, they are focusing on how to do a social cause, how to get add value to the NGOs, how I can make sure that I can utilize my network or knowledge. I do also personally go to the different colleges and teach, because I love two things. One is energy level teaching there, and second thing is, you know, what is happening being a next generation. You are always on the top of the knowledge and the things. So that's the things. It's not for money, but it's your thing which you like to give to your social. I can say as a kids and the college startups networking. There are so many things are being there to where we have started feeling we have to start giving. So that giving part has come very very good, and that's where a lot of people have started saying that okay, we will start doing a retirement planning by 45. So what this happened, as everybody know, Right Horizon CEO and founder is Anil Rego. He is author of a book called Honey, I Lost Our All Money. And when this book was published, actually, this question used to come to me very, very common, and I used to get it. Actually, this book, if you see, they used to say, "Is it that girl is you?" If somebody has read it, and that's the one thing keeps coming to me, is it that's you? So I said, no, 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 don't tell me that it's not me. It's a good thing is that it is a very free flowing reading of the all the customers experience. So we were trying to send, at least he has thought that his experience with all the customers, let us not reinvent the wheel. And that's the one thing. Why is this question comes to me very often, why you are doing webinars, and why don't you charge? That's a, because whenever I go to the corporate or anything, I don't charge. So this is why you are doing. So I said, for my intention is how I can make people achieve their goals or do something. Even 1% does it, I'll be happy, because I am not, that's not my full-time job to do webinars or something. My thing is, somebody should not reinvent the wheel. Somebody has invented, please learn from others and not be in the same loop. That is what it is. So he himself has done first is in I can say retirement planning, because I know him from college days, we both knows each other. So he has made sure that at age of 35 he will create a corpus which will give us a good 60,000 bucks per month. I'm talking about 2000 two onwards. We have started this, and I still remember when we used to go to the different pension plans, insurance and others, they said there is no plans to give you the retirement by 35. And then he started being his passionate about it. He said, okay, I'll create a corpus. By 35 the money should work to us, so at least my lifestyle is taken care of, and I'll retire by the corporate and I'll do what I like to do, and which is his passion is all about fund management. And God grace, things went very well, and he was able to start at 30. So he was able to retire at 30, has created that much of corpus that whatever, even if we both work or don't work, we will be able to sustain our lifestyle till 80, 85. So that is what is that. So most of us, at least personally me also, whenever I take webinars or any of the case studies, it's always alive. And what we have implemented for us, we are trying to say, because that's where it comes for us, very good conviction level. Why people mostly, if you go through, this is the survey done by the Aviva, very very few people you will find, like a 12% of Indian force are covered under very different pension plans. Okay, so most of us are not being covered under pension plans. 7 out of 10 Indian expect the children to support them. And this is the another thing which I keep telling. I think so the good thing is now our generation has started thinking that we have to be independent, but our previous generation was very clear, saying that okay, the retirement and their things, their children will be able to take care of it. 18% of Indian investor thinks that retirement is a priority, which I fully agree. When I go for so many webinars, so many people comes to me. Even my number isn't on my web. So many, even LinkedIn and so many social media. When somebody calls me, this is retirement is very very far. Now, why we should worry? And which surprised me, because I think I may be old age or whatever. That surprised me so many times when I ask a prioritization, Now, vacation is higher than the retirement. And it may be true because everybody have a different view on investments. This is that I'm investing in my experience. It's maybe very true. But yes, to me, I always try to tell customers and people that make first retirement, because for education you have education loan, for vacation you have, but for retirement there is no loan. Nobody is going to take care of us, so we have to make sure that we take care of ourselves. And retirement, the best part is the long term, so your power of compounding works for you the best. So as you start early, which I have seen in Anil and many other people, Warren Buffett and others, when they start early, your power of compounding works very well and you have a peace of mind. You sleep very nicely because you are not having any issues that, okay, if I'm not earning tomorrow, what is going to happen? So that is the one thing I try to explain. I have a kid of 20 and 14 and I keep telling them the same thing, that when you are looking, you should look for your retirement. I'm not saying that look from 21 or 22, but of course I keep explaining them what we do and they should also learn. So that's the one thing I want all of you, when you are meeting your family, friends and anybody, try to make sure that retirement is not so easy. When I speak my friends in US and all, and he was telling me, Rachna, I don't know why all Indians are coming and asking 45 and 50. When we are talking in US, people are talking about, is it you're going to work till 65 or 70? So the difference is that it's not so easy to create that corpus, because if you look at it as a simple thing, at least when I was doing some data mining of my own customers and RH, average customer starts serious investing at 35. And even if I take till 55, you have a serious investment doing only for 20 years. But on an average, if you start thinking, the longevity has gone till 85 on average. Even though our statistics says that Indian is 67, but I have seen the upper middle class or middle class and above, all of us are, because the longevity is also linked to the genetics. If it is a normal death, you will find people are living till 85 plus. So we are just saving for 20 years and we have to take care of the corpus for next 30 years. So it is very difficult if I start late, because what is the value of today at 50, which you will see in the when I'm doing an Excel, that 50 maybe become like a 5 lakhs by the time you are going to have around 80. So be careful, try to take care of things when you are looking for an investment and retirement prioritization. It's always good. 76% of working age people expect the comfortable retire life. Okay. So only 33 are putting aside the money. That's another thing. So when this, I remembered, I think so 3 or 4 years back, when the rule came that, okay, you can have a PF of minimum 1800 rupees. Even though in hand salaries has gone high, the GDP will go because somebody is spending more money. I don't deny it. But I was feeling bad because I used to think that at least previously your 12% of the salary and 12% of employer you are saving, which is going to give you the good amount. And when I see nowadays, when I'm making a financial planning, they're not even having a good PF corpus. So that is a personally, even till date, I keep telling a people, if your office is allowing, please take the 12% option, not a minimum option. So that's the one thing which I keep telling, try to have a discipline. If you have a discipline, nothing is impossible. So I'll just put a small video. Please let me know if you're able to hear.
We plan and save for all our goals. But what about retirement?
92.6% of working population in India is not covered under any formal pension system.
Earning age is reduced due to increasing focus on higher education and desire to retire early. Life expectancy is increasing, and so as medical expenses. This makes the retirement planning the most crucial financial goal. Combination of SIP and SWP of mutual funds can help you to create your own retirement plan. Let's see how. If you start investing rupees 5,000 monthly at the age of 25 through an SIP in equity mutual fund, your retirement corpus would be rupees 1.54 crores. You can switch it to debt mutual fund and start an SWP. With expected return of 6% CAGR, your monthly withdrawal through SWP would be Rs 77,024. When you want to stop receiving it, you can also withdraw the entire corpus. Key to create your own pension-like monthly cash flow is to start early. If you delay.
So I'm just skipping because this is talking about the importance of why we should be doing the retirement investment when we are working. I assuming all of us are aware of, we don't have to focus. It's like I always tell, no, if somebody is having a cigarette, they know that it is injurious to health. It's not that they don't know, because it is made as such a big picture, it give a disclaimer, but they still drink or still smoke. So it's the same thing. We are aware that retirement required, because if you see all the things previously, our parents will think, okay, it should be an LIC or PF or PPF, and the FDs were taking care. You will surprised to know that my highest, all the retirement plans people have come only because they says, Rachna, my FD interest has gone so low that I am not even taking a inflation. Second thing is my rate of tax is too high because I'm paying 30%. So many things has gone down. The interest is nowadays on 5.5%. If somebody is in 30% bracket, he's not even taking care. And that's the one of the most of the people have started coming, because before in a previous age, people used to just work on an FD interest. Yes, that PF, PPF interest has come down. So we have to think long. And it's us or a wealth or a your, you have to just think three basic concepts. There is nothing major about it. I always believe that anywhere you invest, post-tax, post-inflation should be greater than zero, and it should be for a longest term. If you are able to manage this, you are able to take care of your longer part. So when you are taking care, so when we are talking about retirement, most of the people say, Satna, I just want 50,000. But they're not realizing when you're starting with the 50,000, you have to add the inflation. Even I stopped working, but inflation still continued. So you have to take care of inflation till you're 85 years. So when you are making a pension or an alternative income coming to you from the time you are not going to have a, I think so, working or a corporate life or regular income, you must take the inflation. Second thing is, most of us, inflation is not even so much bothered, like I can say lifestyle. Lifestyles are going like anything. I was trying to say, even I keep seeing my kids itself. Now, if you go for a normal one meal itself, will be around 1,000 to 2,000 bucks. And I keep saying, why you spend so much? And it goes on. So that most of the time, the lifestyle index is much bigger than I can say inflation. So whenever we are talking about retirement, try to understand that part of it and then see how you can take care of it. I'm just moving this fast again. As I told you, it is olden days, it was very easy. The things was very limited. I can say the expense was not there. Medical was not so much of an issue. Now medical facilities are good, but the cost is also very good. I came to know very recently, because one customer came, he asked me, do you have what 2 crore health cover? And I was telling, I never heard anybody more than 1 crore. And he says, yes, there are available, because I feel you don't know if there is a transplant, it is more than 2 crore. So I'm trying to say people are talking and asking in that league, because medical facilities are good, but the costs also going very, very high. Our lifestyle has gone very high expenses. I'm sure none of us, at least I don't use it, but I have seen one of my very good friend is telling that, Rachna, I am just going to buy a 1.8 crore some car. And then I was asking, Miss the family, how is things? And they said, yeah, we can come and speak with you on our goals. And I was very zapped to see their portfolio, because nowadays, lot of time I have seen the people don't have the financial assets, but they may have a very big different assets. And that's a very alarm season for me. But yes, there are lifestyle expenses, because my job prefers to be a very high-end car. I said, okay, that's fair enough. So there are different things are happening. One is a lifestyle, one is peer pressure, one is looking across at what my jobs expect. But yes, try to understand when we are doing, we are focusing at least right horizon purpose, and our purpose is how to make sure to achieve your financial goals with peace of mind. That's what I always tell. Somebody is coming back to me on the tax filing, there is some error has come, I should show or not. I said, I don't know the notice will come or not, but for your conscious, your level, please show it and have a peace of mind. So even the notice come, you know that you are right and you go ahead. So that's what I believe it in. And I try to say that make sure that you have correct priorities, take care of your long-term how retirement, and then we will do it across. I'll just start straight away go. This is the process for the retirement, which talks about which we have been done and we have been doing. We both got started work, means getting money already, retirement money. As we are working, so we are reinvesting that money. But yes, simple and systematic works, I can tell you, I'm doing for last 26 years, and that makes a difference. And I feel that works for me very well because my dad was in army, so I think so discipline came by the birth kind of it. So it is very nice if you have a very correct discipline that I will invest this much amount for my retirement, this is for my kids education. It works. I remembered when we both were going first time alone in the flight, in the mid of the air, I asked Anil, if we both die, what will happen? And the first thing comes as a mother to me was very clear that at least both the kids education is there, that I can understand they have their godparents and god people or our relative will take care, but yes, we have their education money is there, so it is not an issue that they will have a problem. So sometimes when you have your investment on the goals are very clear, your peace of mind comes very very correct. So it's a very simple way, there's no rocket science. Somebody's try to allocate, find your goals and allocate the money in a long term good asset allocation, which takes care how much is the long term, short term, and make sure that you are continuing. The time is very very important when we have to withdraw. When we withdraw, it has to be keeps changing your debt and equity ratio, which I'm going to show. Measure the rate and calculate. So it's not that key. Personally, I don't see, because our office of course take care of the research and the funds and other things and the alignment. I never go and check. I said my goals are not yet met, my things are going fine. Why I should worry? It's not that every day I have to check that my market has gone up or my portfolio has gone up, because my goals has not come. So I normally don't check my portfolio, or I tell my customer when I meet, let us see how you are performing, but you should look at which is linked to your goals, how that be taken care of. So I'm going to show the Excel. Please tell me if you are able to see my Excel. You're able to see my Excel? Anybody can?
No, ma'am, still PPTs.
Can you see?
Yes, ma'am, now we can see.
So this is the live person. I am showing it across. That person came and he is actually 51 years old, and this person has come from, of course, from US. So he says that I have come now. I wanted to settle in India, and my payouts is at 2 lakhs. So these are the parameters we normally ask when you wanted to retire. What is a life expectancy? It's very very important for us to tell, because most of the people average we take 85, but if you think any of your you can just think about your grannies or the aunties who are old has gone above 85, because I have one customer, their family on an average has life expectancy is around 96, and when I saw 96 my cash flow was going out of my bond. And sometime when I start looking cash flow, no, I only get scared, because it's like a number exponential going, and reality we don't know how much it is. Okay, so you can just talk about how much inflation you want. This I wanted to explain you what is real rate of return. So most of the time we call RRR. So this is a very good thing. I'm not a movie buff kind of person. So we were walking and somebody says, you know, that movie has come RRR. and they are doing 1,000 crore to 1,000 crore, some number. So I said, okay, what is RRR? So he's saying, you don't know RRR. So I said, yeah, I know real rate of return. That's all I know. I don't know anything other than RRR. So that reminds me that RRR is a very common thing. In a simpler word, I can say, when I am getting a 8% returns and 6% is the inflation, so 2% approximately you will be getting as an RRR. So you can say that I am getting 8 and giving 6. It's a 2% is real rate of return. So real rate of return is interest minus your inflation. Okay. But in the formula based, it's like that. You have whatever interest you have. So I have taken 8, for example, and 6 is the inflation divided by 1 plus 6%. So it will become 1.88 in a precise manner. But if you are looking on an overall number, you can just say like a 2. Okay. So here it is 2.87 because I have taken at 5%. So how much money you required? Here you can say, if you want, it just become 1.88. You are asking how much payout we should have. So you can enter any payout here. So let me say if I want a 1.5 lakhs, that if the person wanted a 1.5 lakhs, you can just see my corpus is required when I'm starting as at 4.5 crore. If I have a 4.5 crore, I will be able to get inflation linked 1.5 lakhs from next month till 85th year. That is what this Excel calculation is telling. Okay. How I arrive this 4.5 is again a very, very important part. So I just wanted to change here a little bit for just for teaching. If the person is 51 and the person want to retire at 55, so what we will do it, I'm just doing this formula again for a benefit instead of just showing this. So I will do future value at 6% inflation. He is after 4 years, he want to retire. His present, he wanted around 1.5 lakhs a month. So when he retire, this 1.5 lakhs will be equivalent to, you can say 1.9 lakhs or 1.89 lakhs. So how much corpus he should be having when he is retired? So as I told you, I have taken at 1.88% is the real rate of returns divided by 12. Then 85 minus when he's starting retire into 12 because it's monthly. And PMT is monthly, he wants it a 1.89. So that is where the formula comes. So it's the same formula here, which I am using. And here also the same formula, I'm trying to put it across. So here you have to realize that if I have a 5.2 crores, I will be able to get a 1.5 lakhs easily. Okay. So I'll go back to the correct number, what I have started for this customer. Then we have to decide on what should be my equity ratio I want, because equity and debt allocation will give it to you what is the approximation of your expectation on the funds. So when I do this equity ratio, so it is, of course, it's a cash flow, so you have to assume. I normally assumed at 12% on the longest term for an equity and 6% odd on a debt. So you just do the weighted average and just say that what will be the portfolio giving, and you keep changing this what if analysis kind of it of your debt and equity. So when he came to me and he says, Rachna, I don't have 6 crore here. Okay. I wanted 2 lakhs, but I don't have a 6 crore. I have only 5 crore. Now you tell me how much I have to do it and how we can take care of it. So there are different ways. So one is, instead of doing the compounding of, you can say, inflation linked every year, we called a corpus taken a step up payout. So what I have done for this person, I said, okay, we will give you 2 lakhs every month for the next 3 to 4 years. We'll increase 2.5 after 5th year. Then again, you will continue 2.5 lakhs for the next 4 years. So it is a step up because he says, maybe I may not have a spend up. So you have, whenever you are doing a retirement planning, you have a different models to just take care of your corpus based. Okay, you can change the debt and equity ratios, you can make I can say step up, or you may make a constant, because one customer says, Rachna, I'm very sure I don't bother, I will manage my inflation, you just give me 2 lakhs a month till 85. Fair game, it's the easiest of all for any time for a cash flow. So what I normally does it, of course, I will take you to the cash flow, but when I normally do this, so even for customer, I keep playing around because this is a what if, you can keep playing around whatever you want. And I just go and show only the graphs because these graphs are dynamic, it keeps changing. So in this graphs is what customer is looking. I'm starting at 5. What is my end value of the portfolio? That's the first point. Second is how much I'm been withdrawing till from the portfolio. So that is also coming. And if I add my whatever I have given a paid portfolio, what is my total portfolio value will be? That's the first point. Whenever I do changes in my input sheet, my graphs will tell it, is it I am going right or wrong, or how I can take it. That's the first and foremost point. The second point is very important for us is look debt and equity ratio. As we started with 50-50, because we keep realigning after 4 years, 5 years kind of it. So it may move, but over the period, you have to increase the debt and reduce the equity. Okay. Is it my cash flow is taking care of my debt equity ratio? Of course, in cash flow, I have a balance also. But when we are looking overall here, we are looking approximately how your debt and equity percentage ratios are going on. This is talking about overall amount, and this is going on this. So whenever you are making, even you or anybody help you're doing, you have to understand what if analysis on 3 things very clearly. One is how much money you want. Is it as per that you have that corpus or not? Second thing is, what is inflation and the returns you're taking, because that will give you a real rate of returns. Third thing is you have to play around is between equity and expected returns. So now I'm going back to the cash flow, which is little number based. Please try to bear with me if you feel. So this, I wanted to show you why I felt it and why I have done this number. So if you notice, I have done for this person, as I told you, he was not able to have that much money. So he said, okay, we'll have 2 lakhs. And every 5 years, I have made a green color because I'm doing realignment also, and I'm doing step up for him. So I'm making a 2.5 lakhs into 12. Then again, I'm keeping it for 5 years. Again, I'm adding 50,000 more. So like that, I am doing a step up. So when I'm doing a step up for him till his 85, okay, what is the corpus required for a step up? So that is called the formula called NPV, net present value of all the future values. So for that, if you notice, he required only 4 CR. So even if he has a 4 CR, he is able to manage a step up of 2 lakhs a month, but with the step of 50K every 5 years. So next he said, okay, Rachna, will do next is another what if analysis. Let us not do inflation at 6. Let us do the inflation at 5. So that's the third scenario. One is I've taken a 6, one is at 5, and one is a step up. And third is, of course, it's a constant level of getting the payouts. So they says, okay, I am getting an inflation. So if I wanted to inflate every 5%, what should be my net present value? And that was perfectly at 5 CR. At Right Horizon, we are very we call our philosophy is risk adjusted return. So most of our customer has got it much more money, but in cash flow, we normally take a debt as 6% and equity or stocks or PMS, whatever at 12%. So we started with 5 CR for this customer and we said, okay, we will start doing it. So this is when we are doing a retirement, we are very, very simple way of working. Every time, whenever we have a debt, we should make sure his 3 years of his payout is always there in any time of a debt. So it should not impact, yeah, okay, market is up or market is down, I cannot give and other things. Okay. So we have to manage that part of it. Second thing is we have to make sure. So this is my line, I can say 35 is a sacrosanct line for me. In my cash flow, in my life, means actual thing also, we are doing more than 30 plus customer, at least I know of mine are plus, where we are paying a monthly payout for them for the retirement. So this line is where every time the monthly payout will happen always from a debt. We will never ever give a payout from a balance equity or anything else. Okay. Until unless that person, this person didn't have it, until unless that person have a insurance which is giving as a regular pension, then I will minus it from that pension coming, and then I move it to the debt part of it. That's another thing. If so many people comes to us when we are doing this, is like their PF and PPF amount comes. Whenever that comes, we move it to the debt, because that's what is a debt all about. So this, because you know, mention it very clearly, it is 50-50 here. So automatically the cash flow also changes here automatically. And it's a simple mathematics is like you add the whatever is the growth as per the 12%, what is the closing, and closing will become open. So I'm not taking you everything else. I'm trying to say as me, what I look at. I look only 68 to 76 lines. What is that? What is my closing? What was my requirement? Is it I'm fulfilling the requirement of that person? Very, very important for me. Okay. So this is the first thing. I'll go fully till end. Is it I am fulfilling or not? So if I'm fulfilling, because sometimes it happens on an average, I've seen the corpus get exhausted by 75, 76. Then how we can go backward and change across? Then I will start saying this customer didn't wanted a balance, so he has some constraint. So we have given pure debt and pure equity. So here I'm just trying to say what is my percentage to the debt and percentage to the equity, how it's falling and how I'm realigning. So every time I'm trying to realign and see how I am able to make sure with his risk, his things are working and I'm able to manage his portfolio. Then last but not the least, we have to start looking across how often you do. So in this customer, we were very clear that how to make sure that taxation is also taken care by this portfolio only, because when I'm giving his returns, the taxation is not there. It's a net of fees, but not our taxation. So in this, I have another cash flow, which I took it whenever I'm redeeming, how I'm taking care of a taxation part of it. So these are the things which is been always taken care by the cash flow. So I just wanted to repeat for your thing, whenever you have this cash flows, to make for yourself how you can play around and how you can think that it is achievable or not. One is if you have first is till you are working, you have to take a future value of current we call a household income, inflation and returns, what you are looking. When you are looking at returns, I'm talking returns after your investment corpus, because this webinar is when I got a lump sum money, how I'm deploying and how I am doing this. So that is another one, very nice person. I remember it's a 1 year back, somebody asked me, Rashna, you are older than me and you are going to give me the cash flow. If you die, what will happen? And I said, it's a very valid point. I am giving you the cash flow. I am giving you the money. And actually, your money is not in my personal account or something. So you should Sometime realize it, where your investments are and how you do it. Okay, it is sometimes a lot of people take it. I don't take a Rachna individual advisors because I don't know who will be able to take. So it depends on you. You should make sure 2 3 things take in a, when you are doing all these parameters. Is it when I'm doing this cash flow, I have considered and spoke to my family members, I have written the will or not? If not, please write a will. I am facing this issue. I think so. I've been telling in other webinars also. Whenever last 1 2 3 months, no, Feb 14 till now, I have done 3 funeral and I am handling this 3 transition. We call well transition. Very very difficult facing because it was a very young people have died as a heart attack and other things. So we are not able to manage because they didn't have so high huge loans, no insurance on loan, not taking investments. So it's a very very tough. So and nobody knows they are facing an issue because they didn't have a nominee, they didn't have a will also. So we are still struggling to prove that they are the actual succession, to make a succession certificates and all. So one time it's good to make a cash flow when we are doing a retirement, but yes, it's more important to be very clear that if I am there or not there, it's taking care of my full retirement and my family. Second thing is, it is like I went to the last Sunday to the Mysore and I was driving back. So normally Anil drives half and I drive half. So when I was driving there, because nowadays some part of the Mysore road has become like a 4 lane, 8 lane, I don't know what they call, but it's a very nice road. So I was just going and visualizing myself. When I was, not only when I'm sure all of you also must be doing the same. When you're going from one place to another, you go to the Google map and you write it, okay, let me say like for me, it's a Banagata road or Classic Orchard is my house. So how long it will take? And then it will 3 4 route comes that, okay, you go from Kanakpura, you go from here and there. And then it will say which we can see you want a main road or not. So I always thinking when I was driving, it is the same way for our retirement or a goal or something. We all should know what is my goal and how I am going to arrive that, and how I am going to handle if it is a high speed coming or it's a low speed. Suddenly there is a truck in front of you, you are going at the speed of I think so 10, being in a nice road. How? Because there is nobody is allowing you to go forward. So there's the same thing was running in my mind, that it is like you are the driver of that car as of life, how you are managing yourself to achieve. That is what is the retirement planning through the cash flow. Try to play around with the debt and equity ratio, see how much corpus is required. You should realize as you change this, it makes a lot of difference because this is a compounding. So you suddenly sees if I want 1.25, I want only a 3 crores. So this is the another way to look at. Try to see if you have a pension plan that can be added across and all. So that's all from my side today. On a cash flow implementation of a retirement, I'll be happy to take any questions here onwards.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Ronak, tell me.
My name is Ronak Parikh. I'm from Gujarat.
Yes, tell me.
I'm working with Reliance Industries Limited.
Wow, good.
My age is 57 now,
Okay.
and I'm going to retire at 60
Yes.
in 2025 August. Okay. Okay. At that time, I will get purpose. That is my PF and VPF total. It will be around 1.1 crore.
Okay.
Okay. Then is it I have completed education of both my son, and both are working in good field. Both are engineers. So I want to ask you that suppose I want 40 to 50,000 per month after retirement, after age of 60, is it possible within this much corpus around 1.10 crore? And suppose I want to invest around 60 lakhs, then is it possible?
So how much you were asking per month?
40 to 50,000 per month.
Yeah, you are easily able to do. I'm just saying on a safer side, you will be able to get around 55.
Okay.
So on an average, I'll tell you you may get more also depending on things. So I normally do the averaging very fast. Any corpus, it's very, because we will put at least 30% minimum if somebody is very conservative to the equity and 70 into debt. Normally we take 6 to 7% on the corpus giving as the regular income. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So if you have 1.1, I have just done a multiply by 6% and divided by 12, you should be able to get. So I'm talking to everybody, not only to Ronak. Any corpus you give one time, okay? You can just, if you want a very conservative, which means that 70% on debt and 30% equity, you should take a 6% payouts. If you are going as a 50-50, you can take 7 to 7.5% payout.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
So sometime what happened, we may, I can say the debt funds goes down, some principal also goes sometime and interest, but your 30% of equity on a longer run will take care of both the sides.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else? Any questions are there, Sanjay?
Yes, ma'am. We have one question in chat box. How do we decide the assets allocation during retirement?
So most of my people whom I know above 60, I normally don't give more than 30% to 35% equity. Be on a safer side. So I normally say 70 to 75% you keep it in a debt, because that on a longer run never goes negative capital. Okay. But yes, it depends on how much assets or liabilities you have it. This person is 50, he has taken 50-50. Okay. So most of the time I feel depending on you should not go above 50-50 when you started taking payout, because it may be impacting a little bit more until unless you have a very good corpus. So even somebody comes with a very good corpus, I'm talking about 20 to 30 CR, I keep a strategy which we called alliance for us, which is called a pension plan kind of it. That fund, whatever is required for him is a monthly. Rest I will put it in equity or a debt directly, because that is a balanced fund for us. So balanced fund which takes care of payouts, debt and equity ratio, we keep changing between the how the customer means age goes higher, we keep changing. So that balanced fund have 70 equity, 50 equity and 30 equity. So you have to decide, but of course above 60 I will not prefer somebody taking more than 35. On an average, they always says 100 minus your age is you should take it as an equity. As a thumb rule, I'm saying.
Okay, so ma'am, we have next question, like, can we put all in equity for better results?
It's like that, somebody was asking the same question and I don't remember who answered, but I love that answer. So I'll tell you the same. They said that you have to go from Bangalore to Ooty in a maybe truck, or we can say it's a bus or a car or something. Which bus you will take it, because one bus will reach you in 5 hours, but it goes in 120 to 130 speed, so you don't know, accident may happen. But another bus will go only in 60 speed, will take 8 hours. So depending on you, I can understand if you are taking a bus which is going at 60 to 70 hours and 8 hours you're reaching safely, because probability of reaching safely is higher there. And probability of reaching safely is only here 50%. Whatever is your answer will be the same answer of that portfolio also. Because my answer will be, I will prefer a safer bet.
Okay, so ma'am, we have next question. Is SWP from balanced advantage funds a right strategy?
You can do a SWP from anywhere, but I prefer normally from the debt funds.
Okay, so we have next question, like nowadays liquid fund giving 3-4%. So in such case, how to invest for liquid money?
Normally you can do a ultra short or the arbitrage for some time. And I nowadays keep recommending people to use the bonds. Now bond yield is gone to 7.1 to 7.4, and all the bonds are also tradable. So it makes sense when you are doing a debt funds, prefer a bonds, and most of the bonds are government bonds. Take a AA+ onwards.
So ma'am, we have next question, like what kind of debt and equity fund categories you are referring to?
I'll start with the debt side. So let me have a slide. So I didn't wanted to show the slide, so I'll show the slide now. Can you see the slide of mine?
Yes, ma'am.
So most of the time, this investment, whenever you do, it is a fixed returns base or non-fixed. So whichever is a fixed comes under the debt, or you can say low risk. So low risk comes post-tax. So people do it in FDs, and you do a post office or a PPF. So most of the time, what we do it, bonds is a very high for us in a debt. People do it in a traditional insurance. Guaranteed pension plans are becoming a very big thing, which is giving a post-tax around 6.5. And debt funds or arbitrage funds, it's another things which we are talking about debt. We take even the gold at 5%. So that is from our side when I'm talking of debt. And equity for me is either mutual fund or direct stocks. The direct stocks for us is come through the PMS. Yeah.
Okay, so ma'am, we have next question, like what is arbitrage fund and how is it different from liquid fund?
Actually, arbitrage funds is the only funds which comes as a taxation as an equity, but even though they play around between debt and equity, so that is a better part. But in a fundamental arbitrages, I'm talking about fundamental, not only that, but mutual fund works on the same way. Like if, for example, market in Australia has started, for example, very high already. The dollar rate is going on there. I'm saying Indian to dollar as, I'm just giving example. I don't know exact, or I'll tell is a pound is 98 or 100. And I am by end of a day in a US, I'm selling at 101.30 paisa. So 30 paisa, I made a money. The difference of money buying and selling is the money what I buy, and it's comes under arbitrage. Okay. So arbitrage fund is the only fund which they are difference of buying and selling. They come as a fund which takes as per the mutual fund as an equity. Otherwise, your taxation is very high. So they may give the similar fund, but the tax efficient. That's why the arbitrage funds are being taken. At least we take an arbitrage funds.
Okay, so ma'am, we have last question is what is your perspective when the year you plan to do portfolio rebalancing and at that time the market is down?
So for, if you notice it, for me, the rebalancing is very easy because at any point of a time, my 3 years of the person's payouts is always there. Okay. If market is down, I may not do it. Normally, this guy didn't have it, but we do it from equity to balance and balance to debt. That's the way it is 3-step way rebalancing happen. So that is hybrid funds normally takes care of it to take care of, I think so, risk adjusted return. When we are making a retirement plan, risk is on a topper side, they're not an interest or a returns. So that we have to make sure that comfort gives the person that, yes, I am able to manage. So yes, you are right. Sometimes we have done it so many times. If our debts are high and market is down, we have moved a little bit higher on the equity and vice versa. So the cash flow, we have very disciplined. I normally try to say we keep doing, but as the market fluctuate with the customer approval, we have done either ways also.
Okay. So next question is that is EPF good source of investment as it has compounding interest, but now government is taxing about 2.5 lakhs.
I always believe PF, EPF and all are good as long as the taxation is not there till that amount you utilized. Okay. But BPF, if you are doing and it is giving as a taxable, put the same amount in SIP because EPF is also for long term and SIP will anyway will give you more than 10%. Because if I'm doing an 8%, because now PF is at 8.1, and if they are making it taxable, it's not even giving you 6. So at least SIP will give you around 10 plus. I'm more than 10, but I'm just saying the very conservatively. So don't do much which is a taxable there.
Okay, so ma'am, we have last 2 questions. One is that
Yeah.
I am 45 and want to retire by 50. Monthly expenses is 50K. So what purpose I require?
So I'll do it again on spot. 1 minute. Can you repeat the question?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see the Excel?
Yes, ma'am, we can see that.
Yeah, tell me. He wants a 50. Current age is
Age
45.
45,
Wants a
want to
50.
retire at 50, monthly expenses 50K.
Okay, he should have a 2 crore when he is at 50.
Okay, okay. So now we have last question. Do NAV important for selecting a scheme?
Never.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so please keep writing the questions, give our feedback, how we can improve. Your feedbacks help us to do improvement and help you to achieve your goals with a peace of mind. With this, I am just signing off, and I will have another session coming from Anil, which is on international funds. So next week I won't be there, but next to next week. So I'm planning to have 1 week in a morning session and 1 week in the evening. So I'm happy if you join evening. Otherwise, we will see you in the after 2 weeks in the mornings. And have a wonderful, I can say, weekend, and enjoy your Easter and the long weekend. Today being a Navratri, so have a happy Navratri. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.